Then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me fuck.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to NYYU. Smacky that likey. You better hitty that subby, baby. Today, we got to talk about the curious case of Devin Williams. Now, let's quickly go over how Devin Williams got to the New York Yankees. Everybody knows the offseason this past offseason was all about Juan Soto. Everybody was waiting around. Who's going to get him? Yankees, Mets. There were some other teams involved. Soto ends up going to the New York Mets. Now, us as Yankee fans, we're sitting back going, what's the pivot? What is the plan B, C, D, E, F, G? Is there even one that could work? Well, one thing I suggested after Soto left, I said 48 hours, you got to have Max Fried to be a Yankee. Boom, the Yankees do it. Then we're doing an episode of All Rise. This show starts at 11 a.m. and the news is breaking news. Boom, during that show, the Yankees trade for all-star closer, one of the best closers in the game, Devin Williams. The Airbender is a New York Yankee. And the first thing I'm thinking is, oh my God, this is amazing. The Yankees may have lost a huge offensive talent that I think helped the team overall in many ways. But now we added to the rotation. We added to the pen to pair with a guy that really broke out for us in the bullpen last year, the Dreamweaver. So you'd have Dreamweaver and you would have the Airbender closing games for the New York Yankees. Fast forward all the way to today, April 26th, and things have not gone according to plan. If I go ahead and pull up Devin Williams, baseball savant here, folks, he is 0-2 with an 11.25 ERA. Multiple blown saves, just blew one yesterday for the Yankees against the Blue Jays. Things have not gone good for Devin Williams. In comparison to his previous years, just by looking at metrics, you get where we're going here. Devin Williams has always been a beast. When it comes to the New York Yankees right now, I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel a certain way about a couple of things, and I want to express those. First and foremost, Devin Williams could very well just have a bad April and take off and look really good. A lot of people have mentioned this. Well, he gets off to his first month has typically been bad. And then you talk about it, you go, well, what was bad? Well, he had a 3-something ERA in that month of April, typically. So it's a slower month for him. This is not typical, though. So I do want to throw that out there. For anybody saying, yeah, but he's been a slow starter, this has happened in the past. Not like this. And I forget the beat writer it was, but somebody asked Devin after a game. He blew a game and he said, hey, Devin, the metrics really don't look great for you. What do you think about that? And his response was kind of cold and callous of what metrics? Like, what do you know? What metrics are you talking about? Brother, all of them. And again, I've said this multiple times. I don't even have to look at the metrics and go digging through a baseball savant and all that stuff. All I have to do is have a set of eyes. And to Devin Williams' credit, yesterday's postgame, he kind of sat there and said, I could tell by the batters that something is off. I'm not looking good. He's not getting swings and misses. He's just not. Batters are not seeing Devin Williams in a way where they're off balance. They're out ahead. They're not seeing the changeup out of his hand. Devin Williams looks like, in a way, he can't put anybody away with 2 strikes. He's relied a lot more on the changeup this year, which to his credit, he said, maybe I got to throw more fastballs. I've been saying that the entire month. He's been a lot more heavy changeup. Based off his Savant page, 55% changeup this year, 45% fastball. Now you go back to 2024, 53% fastball, 45 changeup. 2023, well, 2023 was a little different. 57% changeup, 34% fastball. 2022, 58% changeup, 38% fastball. So to be fair, looking at the metrics right now with you all, he actually has thrown the changeup much more than his fastball, and he's had success with it. The biggest problem is it just hasn't been effective. It has not led to the same amount of swings and misses that you normally get. The fastball looks flat. The changeup looks like batters are just sitting back expecting it to come out of his hand, and they are just not fooled at all from what Devin Williams is showing. And Yankee fans are at the point already with Devin Williams where it seems like they've had enough, right? Yankee fans across the board. I know as I'm calling games in the chat, people are talking about it. Pete, why is Luke Weaver? Why is Luke Weaver? And you've had a lot of people upset. The Yankee fans last night were chanting, "We want Weaver. We want Weaver." We've heard this before last year with Soto. You remember Trent Grisham was up and Yankee fans were yelling, "We want Soto." It's called fandom. And you got a lot of people upset that Yankee fans seem to want the guy who has been phenomenal for them. Last year came out of nowhere. And by the way, the thing is, when it comes to a guy like Luke Weaver, you got to remember, there's also real personality there that fans really vibe with. Luke Weaver's a real character. Does that mean that Devin Williams has to be? No. I'm just saying there's a love there for Luke Weaver when it comes to Yankee fans. It developed last year. He was great for us in the postseason. He had a blip on the radar, but was able to bounce back. He was good for the Yankees. And then you look at Weaver this year and you got people guessing, well, why are Yankee fans doing this? This is counterproductive. I'm going to get to that one second, but hold on here. Luke Weaver has been phenomenal. You know what his ERA is? Well, you can't talk about it because it's nothing. There's nothing there. He has been really good with a decrease in his velo, but it's not different to really what he was last year. His velo built up as the season went on. I expect it to be the same thing this year, as I think he's been hitting 95, 96 again late in this month. But this is the reason why people are chanting that, folks. Yankee fans are going to be Yankee fans. At the end of the day, I think what a lot of pundits tend to forget, Yankee fans pay a lot of money to go to these ball games. They are going to voice their displeasure with somebody who was supposed to come here and be lights out. Now, for the people that sit there and go, this is counterproductive because they need to stand up for this guy. Folks, I'm sorry to tell you, this has always been the zoo. This has always been the Bronx Zoo. To the point, I don't always sit here and give credit to manager Aaron Boone, but I am right now. Aaron Boone was asked about this yesterday, and he basically said, look, that's the nature of the beast. All those guys have been in these situations. They understand it. It is part of the game. Now, when you've pitched in Milwaukee your whole life, is New York different? You bet your ass it is. The pinstripes are heavy. You may have people out there go, yeah, but is it that significant? Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Pitching in New York City, specifically pitching and playing for the New York Yankees, is a totally different beast. It is a different animal. Milwaukee doesn't compare in any standard to pitching for the New York Yankees, a team that just went to the World Series. They just won a pennant. The Yankees brought Devin Williams on board to be the lights out reliever, to his credit, that he has been his entire career. And I don't know why I say this. And look, I just want to also say this. Devin Williams could finish this month bad and he could bounce back and be the lights out guy we have seen for years. There's no doubt about that, but something does have to change, because if he's the same guy we've seen in April, it's not going to go far, folks. I'm telling you, there's nothing that you can pull from and go, but there's hope. And let me give you a little prime example. Carlos Rodon is also a guy that Yankee fans are very harsh on. And rightfully so in many ways. You know, he started off rocky in a very bad way with Yankee fans. Even more worse than Devin Williams in a sense, because he kind of gave it back to the fan base. Devin Williams hasn't done that. Devin Williams kind of just has, I guess, been Devin Williams, but I'll talk about that a little more too. Carlos Rodon, if you guys remember, he started off very, very rough. Yankee fans were livid with Rodon. Just get rid of him, dump him out, whatever. Me, Pete Simonetti, NYYU, we've always been very supportive of Carlos Rodon to sometimes attacks from the fan base of going, Pete, oh, come on, Pete. Like, just this year when Rodon had a 5-something ERA, he gave up another 3-run home run, the game against the Giants. And we went live, me and Francis, for Game Season Live, and we said, guys, but based off a lot of the metrics, this is the best Carlos Rodon we have seen as a Yankee. And nobody at the moment wanted to hear that. And I understand that because his ERA was bloated. And we're sitting there going, it's crazy because his opponent batting average is really low. His K numbers are really up. Yeah, he's walked too many guys and he's given up the big home run. And that has destroyed his season. Rodon has had 2 bounce-back outings, and he's looking really good for the Yankees this year. Now, is that going to continue? I don't know. But there were things to pull from, is what I'm saying. To say, under everything else, there are some positives here. For Devin Williams, folks, as it stands right this moment, there's not. So a lot of people going, yeah, but it's a normal thing. I don't think so. I don't think it's a normal thing. And also, Williams has had trouble in the postseason. So is he a pressure cooker pitcher? I don't know. His career ERA in the postseason, everybody knows this about Devin Williams. It's fairly well known. A lot of people who dislike the New York Yankees, they were giving this to us. Hey, you got another choker in the postseason and blah, 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 right? We hear it all the time as Yankee fans. It is what it is. But his postseason pitching, let's take a look at that real quick. He has a career 23.14 ERA, 2 1/3 innings, not a big sample size, 4 hits, 6 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks. He's not been good in that situation, but you can't really say that it's never pressure filled during the regular season, as the Brewers have been a competitive team. Again, when I see Devin Williams, I can't sit here and front. In my opinion, it could also just be that he doesn't feel he has it, but he doesn't look overly confident on the mound. I don't know, some people aren't fans of body language. Sometimes body language tells a story, and some people could say, Pete, you're really reaching here. Maybe I am, but the sense I get when I watch Devin is he comfortable being out there? And to be fair, Aaron Boone was also asked this question. Do you think he's comfortable being a Yankee? Do you think this is his vibe? Do you think this is going to work for him? Baseball is a marathon. All of this conversation could go away with maybe 2 or 3 or 4 very good outings for Devin Williams, K numbers up. You know, that could obviously happen. But as it stands right now, I think the concerns of Devin Williams are very valid. A lot of people want to sit there and, just go, we'll wait. And again, it is only the first month of the season. But there are legitimate concerns based off of metrics, based off of body language, based off of how he seems to just act in post games. And I get it. He's lost. What would you want him to do? It does feel off to me personally. Now, you could feel differently, and that is fine. But there was also something very telling to me. Now, before I show this clip, everybody knows Aaron Boone defends his players, maybe sometimes to his own detriment to make himself look bad. Aaron Boone does, whether you like it or not, the one thing you can say about Aaron Boone is he'll sit there and take arrows for his players all day long. You got to admire that to a degree. Whether you like Boone or not, it might piss us off, but I think he does do it for his players, and you got to respect that to a degree. Boone was asked a question yesterday, but right before this, I do want to highlight this. Aaron Boone says, he knows it's there. This guy could turn it on at any minute. I found this very interesting. Let me play this clip for you guys, and then we will talk about it right after. Here's this clip. Take a listen.
I know the game just ended, but at this point, do you have to consider a closer change with just how he's...
game just ended, so we'll kind of look through everything.
And to you, that might just be well, what did you get from that, Pete? What I got from that is pretty, whoa, wow. And again, You can sit there and go, Pete, maybe you're reaching here, but I have paid very, very close attention to Aaron Boone's management style. Typically, in my opinion, now you may think differently, and Aaron Boone did say this guy could turn it on very quickly and be good to go and not a problem. Aaron Boone, a lot of times, will sit there and go, come on, it's the first month of the year. No, he's our closer. He's our closer. Devin Williams is our closer. For him to kind of have that response, you know, the game just ended, I know, but, you know, we'll take a look at everything. It's kind of, and it could be Aaron just, you know, guys, we just lost the game. I want to get out of here. Could be that. But to me, when I heard that the first time, I was like, that's interesting. You typically hear Boone go, come on, it's the first month. Or simply, no, we haven't had that conversation. He's our closer. He didn't do that. So is there an opening that you might see Luke Weaver in the closing role and Devin Williams kind of, hey, man, ease up on the pressure. Let's kind of get you out of that pressure cooker for a bit and get you back out there. You don't have to be a character to be loved in New York. You just got to perform, right? Not everybody got to have the personality of a Luke Weaver or the sternness and the greatness of an Aaron Judge to be loved as a New York Yankee. We all know that. But there is, again, some very valid concerns and a very curious case here when it comes to new Yankee closer Devin Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, the comments below, let me know what you think, because I do believe that your concern is valid. I don't think fans are overreacting here. Again, I showed you guys the numbers. You could take a look at those numbers yourself. They're all over. There's not many things you can nitpick here when it comes to Devin Williams and go, this is just him being unlucky. No, he has not been unlucky, folks. He has been really, really bad. And I think Devin knows that too. He kind of led on to that yesterday, so I appreciate him being honest. I don't know what the fix is. Not my job. I just know one thing. Yankee fans, your concern is legit. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't be feeling this way or you shouldn't boo a player in a certain situation or want somebody else who's performing well. It's counterproductive. This has been fandom since the beginning of time, folks. You pay a lot of money to go there. That's why here at the U we say, we'll never tell you how to fan how you want to fan. That's how I've always felt about it. But ladies and gentlemen, much love to all of you. Remember to like this video and subscribe to NYYU. You guys are the best. Catch you later. I can't wait to read your comments below. Peace out, baby. See you soon.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. Bought a new crib, that's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text. From way downtown, but the shit's still wet.